My name is Hans, and this is my buddy Hans. Welcome to Cooking with Marijuana, the gourmet menu. We're going to show you how to take marijuana and turn it into a more palatable form. The first thing we will demonstrate is how to make marijuana flour. We will then take the flour and show you how to make marijuana butter and marijuana oil. When making marijuana flour, you may use the leaf or the bud. You simply grind it up. When cooking with marijuana, remember that 2 ounces of leaf equals about 14 to 16 grams of commercial marijuana or 4 to 6 grams of excellent homegrown Sensimilla, which is what we will be using in all of our dishes. When making marijuana flour from bud, be sure to trim off all of the excess leaves and remove all the stems. We will now take these nice Sensimilla buds and put them in the food processor. Now let's blend them up. We have turned marijuana buds into flour. Before we go any further, we would like to give you a little warning about eating marijuana. When you smoke marijuana, you have a joint or so, and you reach a certain plateau. The same is not true when eating marijuana. When you eat it, it may take anywhere from a half of an hour to an hour and a half before you start feeling the effect. So you don't want to eat marijuana and say, gee, I don't feel anything, and then immediately eat some more. You should know exactly how much you eat. For our menus, we will be suggesting 1 gram of Sensimilla buds per serving. The first thing we will show you is how to make marijuana butter. Chef Hans will place the pound of butter in the large saucepan of boiling water. And there it goes into the saucepan. And we'll just let that melt. To our pound of melted butter, we will add our cup of megabuds. And we'll stir this up occasionally. There's the megabuds into the butter. We will let this low boil for about a half an hour. The liquid is then separated from the matter by simply straining through a cheesecloth, as we're doing right here. A second extraction of the bud material may be made using a 1/4 pound of butter. It may then be added to the first extraction of butter. The used bud material is then discarded. The THC is now in suspension with the butter. I'm going to let this cool off a bit, then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. The THC in the butter will rise and solidify on the top, and the liquid will remain on the bottom. The butter and water have cooled in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. The butter has returned to its solid form, capturing the psychoactive THC within it. All I have to do now is scoop the butter from the top and place it in this bowl. The original cup of megabud flour was about 48 grams. This means that for every teaspoon of mega butter in it, there is about 1/2 gram of mega Sensimilla bud extract. We therefore suggest you start with 2 teaspoons as a portion and work yourself up from there each time you try it till you discover what is the correct portion for you. We will be using this mega butter in all of our dishes. You may use it wherever you would use butter in most dishes. Don't you worry about the butter having this green color to it. It won't affect any of your cooking at all. And there you are. I guarantee this butter will do the trick. Just a little bit on some rolls with some jelly. Next, we will demonstrate how to blend marijuana into your favorite alcohol. First, we will take our nice dry Sensimilla bud and blend it into a flour like we have right here. We will now take our alcohol and pour it into the bowl. The alcohol will break down the trichromes and the THC will go into suspension with the alcohol. We have that in the bowl. We will place 28 grams into the bowl. All right, a little bit more than 28 grams if you insist. Be careful now. Hans and I have used about 28 ounces of 151 rum. Therefore, 1 ounce of alcohol will contain 1 gram of megabud. Use a beverage with a high content of alcohol. The liquid is strained through cheesecloth and stored in a dark, cool place for a couple of days. I warn you, handle with care. And there it is. We're now going to make marijuana oil. We will pour exactly 28 ounces of extra virgin olive oil into this bowl. To this, we will add exactly 28 grams of our Sensimilla megabud flour. And we'll stir that up. When you blend the marijuana with the oil breaks down the trichromes and the psychoactive substances come into suspension with it. When you eat marijuana, the liver converts it into 11-hydroxy-THC. The 11-hydroxy-THC is 4 times as potent as marijuana, which is smoked when eaten. We now have marijuana oil. 1 ounce of the extra virgin olive oil is equal to 1 gram of megabuds, which is our suggested portion. Let sit a few days in your refrigerator, then use within a week. For our first course, we will make a Caesar salad for 2. The ingredients will be 1 teaspoon of fresh garlic, 2 ounces of our special marijuana olive oil, 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 2 anchovies, a splash of hot sauce, a splash of Worcestershire, and a few grains of salt, plus the juice of half a lemon. The first thing we want to do is mix the garlic with our special marijuana oil. This will put the taste of the garlic into the oil. In goes 2 tasty anchovies. Once he has that pureed, he will add the other ingredients. A couple of drops of hot Tabasco. Next, a splash or 2 of Worcestershire. Then 2 tablespoons of our balsamic vinegar. Chef Hans will puree the mixture till it is well blended. Then he will add the Dijon mustard. And of course, he's going to puree some more.